This is Knuckles FM.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Cooper. We're back at it again with another episode. Rocky, are you excited? Jeez, buddy. Are you drunk? Rocky, are you drunk? Rocky, did you come to work drunk today? Because you're sitting like you were about to pass out. Today, we're diving into a heartbreaking and very disturbing story coming out of California. A 7-month-old baby named Emmanuel Haro has gone missing under mysterious circumstances. And the more investigators dig, the more questions keep piling up, from the family's troubling past to inconsistencies in the stories. This case is shaking people across the country.
Give it 2 weeks and the parents are going to be arrested, because that was some of the worst acting I have ever seen by the mother and the father.
So today is Wednesday, August 20th, and I learned about this Monday. So 2 days ago, I learned about it on TikTok. I started seeing this whole thing. The first TikTok I saw was them going, yep, come back in a week and this family's going to jail. I'm like, what happened? And I started looking into it, and the more I started going farther in, the more I'm like, this is kind of wild. I'm not going to lie. And I was kind of like, do I make a video on this? And then I saw the interview with the family, the mom and father of the child, and I instantly said, oh, absolutely, we're doing a video on this.
I fell on the floor.
On the morning of August 14th, 2025, Emmanuel's mother, Rebecca Haro, says she was in the parking lot of Big Five sporting goods store. According to her, she was changing Emmanuel's diaper in her car when suddenly she was struck and knocked unconscious. When she came to, her baby was gone, just vanished. Woof. Rocco, do you believe her? Rocky, you giant loaf of bread. Rocco! Rocky! Sorry, did I interrupt your nap? We have a show to run, my guy. Here's where things started getting complicated. Police started their search immediately, deploying canine units, combing the area. However, investigators quickly noticed inconsistencies in Rebecca's accounts of what happened. When they pressed her for clarification, she ended her cooperation with the investigation, which at that point, what? My 7-month-old child is gone, and I want to stop working with the cops. Nothing spells guilty as much as that does. All right, we're going to actually take a look at this ABC 7 interview. You get my cam, and then you get Rocky's butt cam. Look at that butt. All right, let's take a look at this interview here.
On the floor, and
Okay, hang on.
I fell on the floor, and I said, as I got up, I couldn't find my son.
A 7-month-old baby boy was reportedly kidnapped right out of this Big Five parking lot. This is 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, one of 5 children in this family from Cabazon, reportedly kidnapped last night in Yucaipa. Now, his mom told me that they were here last night at a nearby football stadium in Yucaipa with the other kids playing youth football, attacked from behind.
I got him out of the car seat, and I laid him down and so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, "Hola," and that's all I remember. And I saw white. And a hearing sound, I fell on the floor, and
All right. A lot to unpack here. There is actually a couple things that people have been pointing out on the internet. So you see, she has this black eye here, right? Well, apparently, a lot of people are saying that's a old black eye, because they're all looking at it, and apparently, if like some people who are experts in things like this, that's a week old. That is a healing black eye. So this wasn't even, that black eye is not to do with anything with this whole situation, which is what got people a little curious. And then the way she's there's no tears, which granted, I mean, everyone does their own thing. And then the other thing was when she said she got hit and fell on the floor. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I was to fall and I'm outside, normally I'm going to say I fell on the ground. You only say I fell on the floor if you're inside. That at least that's what that's how I would say it.
And as soon as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I checked around my truck, and I ran into Big Five, and I asked the lady if she saw a baby or someone with a baby. She said no. It was a happy boy. He smiled.
Whoever took our son, please give him back.
The search for this 7-month-old baby boy continues. Police and
Yeah. So very, very sad situation going on right now. At first, the community and organizations rallied to help. The Uvalid Foundation for Kids even offered a $5,000 reward and sent resources to assist in the search. But after hearing about the inconsistencies of the sudden lack of cooperation from the family, they actually withdrew their support, something that almost never happens in a missing child case. So now literally everybody on social media is all under the impression that this family, this mother and father of the 7-month-old child had something to do with the disappearance. Now, I'm not saying we've seen this before, but now that would be the worst case scenario if it's a Chris Watts situation. Honestly, that would be the worst, because it's like, what happened? So, like we said earlier, when they stopped helping the cops, that was a big red flag. And then another big red flag was when they said, when they backed out. Another big red flag was when they backed out and then got lawyers involved. Why do you need lawyers to help find your 7-month-old child, ma'am and sir? Why do you need them? So eventually the cops did show up at their house, and they brought cadaver dogs, which are dogs that can smell dead bodies. They took it. They went all around the property. They were digging in the backyard. I think the dogs caught a scent of something, but they don't know what it is yet. So only time will tell. Now, if I'm being honest, this whole situation is effed up and sad. And I truly hope worst case scenario is that there is no, I don't know. The best case scenario would be the kid is safe and he'll show up somewhere. There's too many worst case scenario situations that we will probably figure out as this investigation goes. And it is truly sad and heartbreaking, if I'm being honest. Here's what we know about Emmanuel. He's just 7 months old, weighs about 21 pounds, around 24 inches tall, with brown hair, brown eyes. He has cross eyes. He is cross-eyed, and he was last seen wearing a black Nike onesie. If you're in California, anywhere nearby, keep an eye out. All right? We need to find this baby. Now, if I'm being honest, we will more likely come back to this in the future date when we learn more. I really hope with some good news. I don't know. But we will come back to this when more comes out to make an update. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was sad. I'm sorry. This is a dark video. With that being said, comment down below what you guys think. Do you think the parents did it, or do you think she actually got mollywopped in the back of the head and the baby got kidnapped? Very interesting. I do say so myself. So yeah, subscribe so you don't miss the update, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.